to today's live stream. Welcome to Icing Inspiration live stream. I'm Hani, founder and blogger over at hanielas.com. Thank you for joining me today. I see a lot of people jumped on early, so let's see who is here. I'm in the comment section. Hello, Heather. How is it going, guys? How are you doing? What's the weather like where you are? It's quite still warm here in Spain. And so we're enjoying beautiful fall here. Hello. Yes, I'm excited about this one. Yeah, this was really fun to create. So hello. Hi, Monica. Hi, Karen. How is it going? Have you been playing pickleball lately? How is your knee? Hi, Kathy. Thank you for being here. Hi, Sally. Hi, June. Okay, before we get started, before I begin, let's see if everyone can hear me. Let me know in the comment section. Hello, Jen. Hello. Thank you for your email and for the picture. Hello, Lori. Hello, everyone. I'm trying to see if I can get everybody on the screen. Hi, Teresa, Deborah. Hi, Angie. How is your knee? I hope you are getting better. I know it's been maybe 2-3 weeks since your surgery, so hopefully you are recovering well. Oops, my comment jumped. Heather, cloudy and bit chilly here. Okay, you're Tennessee. I remember that beautiful city. I saw it last week. I was wondering, how do you pronounce this? Is it Chattanooga? Am I saying it correctly? I'm terrible when it comes to pronouncing things. Hello, Lori. So yeah, Lori can hear me. So do you guys have sound? Let me know. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hello? Hello, Linda. Where in USA are you? I miss Pennsylvania. Around this time, we lived across from the pumpkin farm. So around this time, the pumpkin farm would have the flatbed wagons out there with all the different pumpkins, and I miss that time of the year. Hello, Veronica. Guys, let me know if Karen can hear me. Okay, yes. You're coming over loud and clear. Okay. I wonder, June, maybe you need to restart your device. I don't know. Sorry, you were having issues. Hello. Hi, Charlie. Hello, Lori. So today, guys, we are doing scary eye cookies for Halloween. I'm so excited about this one. Angie is doing, oh, exciting. Wow. Just be careful. Give yourself enough time so you have, you don't want to repeat this. So make sure you are strong, and that's awesome. You're doing so well. Yes. So yeah, I assume everybody can hear me, so that's good. June is still having issues. Sorry to hear that, June. Before we begin, you can hear me, right? Before we begin, if any of you is new here, I always create a recap newsletter for all the live streams, and this newsletter, just like last week and the week before, it's available it's a free newsletter that includes different links to tutorials that I'm using or I will be using, and also tools that I'm using today. So I'm putting that link directly into the live stream comment section, and you should be seeing it about now. I also created a new template for you guys for the eyes. So if you wanted to grab it, it's 4 templates, and it's $3. So it's really a bargain. And let me just see if I can find the newsletter so you can see what I'm talking about. All right. So this is the newsletter. You can see different images here. I'm going to also talk about the skull cookies and 3D casket cookies. These are not decorated. We'll touch up on that during the icing break. And you see also the transfers. The eye templates that are available in the coffee shop are for today's project, last week's project, and also I included dino cookies. So if you haven't seen the dino tutorial, it's available on my blog and also on YouTube channel. This is an older tutorial But these eyes could be also great for Halloween. I think they look kind of sinister. What do you guys think? And so this is the second part of the recap from today. So you guys can grab this. The PDF is free and it has all the things you need. Hello, Belgium. Wow, we are international. Hello, hello. You're not that far from Spain. All right, so Florida. Hi, Marsha. All right, so I think we can get started. And so, like I mentioned before, today we are doing scary eye cookies. So let me bring up my screen here. So we're going to start by making the transfers, and I'll show you 3 different transfers. You can obviously use different colors. I'm partial to this one. If you don't have an airbrush, in this eye transfer, I didn't use an airbrush. So you can see I outlined with black, and this is about 20-second consistency royal icing. So I'm going to be doing lots of wet on wet decorating here. So you want to now bring in a lighter shade of green, like a neon green. So if you want to really create like eyes that are poppy for Halloween, it's a really nice idea. It's a good idea to use neon colors or electric food colors. I also put a link in a PDF in a recap newsletter for the neon colors that I used. I actually used Chef Master today. And now I'm going back and forth. I'm trying not to actually go all the way to the edge. I don't want to disturb that black outline because you can see it's still wet, and you want this to be wet because we will be dragging the black inwards with the scribe, you see? So you want that black to be, again, to about 20-second consistency. And this is great if you don't have an airbrush. I will be doing some airbrushing as well, but if you don't have an airbrush, you can use this technique to create these eye transfers. Hello from San Diego. Oh, June's sound is back. Awesome. I'm so glad that you were able to figure it out. Welcome back. Yes, the dino eyes could be also dragon eyes. Somebody told me before that they reminded them of what was his name? Sauron or Saigon? I can't remember. From the I'm terrible with the names of the movies, but from the really famous movie. Anyway, so now we're going to do reflection. So for the first reflection, I'm using 20-second consistency, but now I'm switching to more fluid. I'm going to switch to more fluid to add all the little dots. It's just a bit easier to work with 15-second consistency. So you can see I piped a little bit of white icing on the side there, and I'm just grabbing it with the tip of my scribe tool and just randomly placing it around onto the green iris. And so this is how you can create these eye transfers. You can make them different colors. Now in this second one, this is a larger transfer. I'm starting with the green outline, which is the darker green. And then we will be basically using the same technique, except we are not adding the white dots, and also I'm not adding the white outline, so we will not be dragging that black inwards. Instead, I will be airbrushing the edges, and I'll show you how to do that. Oh yes, Lord of the Rings. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Linda. That was a long time ago, Lord of the Rings, that when it came out, maybe over 20 years ago, I think. So for the base, I'm using darker green, and now I'm going to come in with that neon green to kind of bring this iris to life. And I'm adding it, and you can see this is just a zigzag here. And then again, with the scribe tool, you want to move the scribe tool in this direction. You don't want to move it across, all the way across. You just want to kind of blend it in and disturb it a little bit. Yes, Sauron. Yes. Yeah. Hello. Hello, Anne from Florida. Yes, you could definitely create a different shape of an pupil. You could create like a cat shape also. So you can play with different shapes. Now I'm adding the pupil. This is just a traditional round here. And again, this is all wet on wet. You don't want the icing to crust, so you want to work fast. Here I'm using what I call a sewing motion, and I'm going up and down. And also you want to go around the edge, so that edge is not super sharp. And now we can add the reflection with white. And you can do these, like I said, with so many different colors. I really like the green, purple, and I also made some red and black, and I love the blue. So this is basically the same thing. This is slightly sped up, but on a smaller scale. So you can see, you can also use the same technique to create smaller eye transfers. And again, reminder, I'm using 20-second consistency royal icing. If you're not familiar with different consistencies, I've already have a detailed like ultimate guide that covers all the things, consistency, how to use different consistencies, how to achieve them, and so on. And that is on the blog and also on my YouTube channel. And you can see the blog name, hanielas.com, is running across the screen at the bottom. Now I'm adding black pupil and then the reflection. After this, you have to let your transfers dry. It's best to let them dry overnight. Okay, so don't mess with them. Just set them aside on a flat tray, and then you can remove them, or you can airbrush them. I would suggest waiting with the removing if you want to airbrush these. Okay, so just set them aside and let them dry overnight, and then we can airbrush. So to airbrush, I'm going to show you what I ended up using. So let me just remove this and bring up my screen here. So, okay. So these are the airbrush colors. I will show you all the details, but I just wanted to give you some options, what you can do, and you can tell me which you like the best. So let's see. We have a question from Betty. How do you make the mix? Do you mean royal icing? Could you please clarify? Today I'm using royal icing to decorate, and you can find recipe on the blog, hanielas.com. And yeah, please, if you could let me know what you mean by the mix, that'd be great. Thank you. Some of those look like little flecks of white. How did you do that? Yeah, did you see how I was adding the little reflection with 15-second consistency? Maybe you will have to rewatch later. Anyway, so these are the colors that I use for the airbrushing. So I'm gonna start with red first, and then you could stop at red. It's perfectly fine. If you want to take it up a little bit, you can also use red and then followed by black, and you'll see what it looks like. Although I think now I'm getting confused. Now I'm just going to use black, but this will be for later, I think. Yeah. So what I'm doing here, yes, I forgot. What I'm doing here, I'm cutting my acetate, because I felt like it was a bit tricky to get around the round shape without compromising the shape next to it. So now I'm going to be using black just for the eyes, but for the actual cookies we'll be using different colors. So now you want to go around and airbrush, just touch the edge with black. You don't want to do a heavy coat. And you can also use a little turntable. I will show you how to use a turntable in a little bit. But for this, I just optioned by turning it by hand like this, because it's such a small piece. And what happens, the airbrush, because of the air that comes out, if you're not holding it, it can just kind of move on its own with the air. Oh, Marsha, I saw that, but it looked very small in the iris. Yeah, I just used the tip of the scribe tool. So I picked up some icing on the tip of the scribe tool and just used that to bring the highlights where I wanted it. Just little, tiny little dots. All right, so you just want to go around, and then the same thing with the green. Here, I think you can see it even a little better. And if you don't have black, I think you could option for, like, if you have like a forest green, that would also work. Oh, Karen, you won't believe what happened to me. So I was using the airbrush, my old 10-year-old airbrush, and so I was using it for an hour, and then it just suddenly stopped. So my heart like sank because I thought like, okay, I killed it. And I tried to pick it up because it is so heavy. Hopefully one day I'll take a picture for you so you can see what it looks like. It's not like a really compact airbrush. It's very the compressor. So it was so hot, it was overheating, so it shut off. And today I tested it; it actually works. So I set my pressure; it's very low, so I don't have a lot of color coming out. So I have better control there. So that's why, um, yeah, the gentle touch. And now you can just remove these from the acetate, or you can keep them on there. Some of them even fall off. And the airbrushing really does make a difference on these. See, it shouldn't be very hard to remove this. Linda is loving her little turntable. And these come off really like nothing. So that's for the eyes. Okay. Yeah, Sally, I've been loving to use the color taupe with airbrush. Yes, I love that idea. I think you did send me pictures of your sugar skulls. That's another thing. If you Yeah, you could also use taupe, or you could use brown if you're not a fan of. But I know a lot of people are opposed to using a lot of black, so that's a good idea. Thank you for that suggestion. It's a great idea. All right. So now I'm little, okay, so let's bring up this screen. So now we're finally going to get to what I was talking about before. So let's bring this up, because now we are going to do, okay, where is this screen? Okay, this screen. All right. All right. So now our transfers are dry. Sorry, I don't have my ducks in order here. So we can start with the decorating. So now I'm using 15-second consistency to flat the cookies. I'm using round cookies for this project, but I think you could get away with different shapes. Let me know what shapes would you use in a comment section down under the video. So get creative. Let me know. I mean, you could use the egg shape also, or you could get football shape. Absolutely. I'm going to show you two ways how you can attach the eyes. Okay, so this one, it's super easy. It's dry on wet, meaning the dry transfer is going onto the wet icing. The base is white, so and the eye is pretty dark, so there is very low chance that it would, like, the white is not gonna show through the dark purple. Now I'm adding the veins. These are also wet on wet. The only thing is, if you live in a humid area, the black icing or the black outline or the airbrush could start sipping into the white. That would be my only concern. So if that's your concern, you could do dry on dry, and I'll show you how to do that later. So this is dry transfer onto the wet icing. So you see me dropping it onto the wet base. Now I'm adding the veins around using 15-second consistency red icing. And I'm starting with the heavy pressure at the edge, and then I'm releasing the pressure, making it a bit thinner or deeper at the end. And I will also use a scribe tool to kind of shape the veins. So now you can bring in a scribe tool and then shape each little vein like so. Now you could leave the cookie like this, but like I said, if you have an airbrush, you could also airbrush the outer edge. And I will be airbrushing these with red and black. Let's do a smaller one. In this cookie, I wanted to place the iris kind of like offside, so it's not going to be in the middle. So we will do the veins, and you'll see what I'm talking about once I start doing them. And I also option for pink. So if you don't want to do red veins, you can also do pink, or I mean, you could get creative. You could do them black. I mean, or you could do red and then do a black in the middle to get little, Halloween going on there. I am not using a piping tip. I'm using tipless piping bag, and yes, it's quite small. I don't cut a big opening on my piping bag, and I'm using again about 15-second consistency pink icing. This is like a deep pink. You could use neon pink to make this even a little brighter, or like I said, you could make it red and then go over with maybe black marker. If you have a fine tip black marker, these ideas are just popping up in my head now. So now, again, with my scribe tool, shaping the veins. Hello, hello, thank you. And we're going to pop the iris onto the wet icing, just like in the previous clip, like this. And then we need to let this dry. Okay, you could airbrush though if you are careful enough and you're not using strong pressure. You could airbrush as soon as you're done icing. Okay, so let's remove this screen, and now we are going to, I'm gonna just share this one if you're just joining in. The process here, it's pretty much the same, except we're not going to add the iris onto the wet icing. So I will just do the veins, and then I will wait for the icing to dry or crust, and then I'll airbrush. This is for those of you who are struggling with bleeding. If you're adding, sometimes the bleeding can occur if you add dry transfer and it's dark color, let's say black, or we airbrush the edges and it could kind of seep into the white. So if you're struggling with that, you could try using this method, letting the icing dry, airbrushing, and then attaching your transfer on top of it. The only thing is the transfer, if it's a large piece, these are quite small, but if it's a large piece, you have to make sure that it's flat and even on the underside, so it's not going to be bumpy when you put it on top of your iced cookie. So again, I'm adding the veins, going a little heavier at the edge, and then going lighter towards the middle. And now again, with the scribe tool, you want to come in and run the scribe tool through the icing, shaping the icing. And it just makes such a difference. This is such a small step, and it makes a huge difference. And now with the small one, remember I was telling you about, it's going to be kind of like off. It's not going to be in the middle. So here it might be, for those of you who are struggling with finding the bearings on your cookie, so just maybe have a piece of, make a little template for you so you can figure out where to start piping and where to make the veins a little longer. Because if it's closer to the edge, you want the veins there to be shorter, and then on the opposite side, they should be slightly longer. Do we have any questions here? Hello, welcome. So now again, I'm using the pink, and these are kind of like, these remind me of tree branches. Think of these as tree branches. I know when I started doing this, it looked kind of odd, but just think of it as tree branches, and yeah, you'll be fine. So you see how I did the first branch, the vein a bit shorter than the ones I'm doing now. Hello, Claudia. All right, so now again with the scribe tool, come in and shape the veins. And we're going to let these set, or you could, if you have time, you can let them dry, and then the airbrushing can begin. And like I said, for the airbrushing, you can just use one color, but I wanted to give you several options, or so you can see the difference that it makes if you use different, if you layer your colors. All right, so let's remove this screen. All right. So now we're going to do red first. I'm using, this is actually Chef Master Airbrush Colors, Super Red. When you are using these colors, make sure that you are careful enough when you're closing the lid. If there's any color, any residue on the underside, it will splatter on you. So now I'm just going to airbrush the very edge. You don't want to go very heavy towards the center. You want to go lighter. It's better to do several coats than doing one heavy coat. And like I said, if you have a turntable, use the turntable. If you don't have a turntable, you're going to have to improvise, and you know, maybe like I'm turning my paper here. So now we're going to, I'm going to get to your questions once this clip plays. So now again, this is the cookie that, remember, I didn't add the iris, so this is the one. So we're going to airbrush this first, and then we'll add the iris, and you'll see how we can add the iris with just a little bit of royal icing on the back. And you could just do red, it's perfectly fine, or you could just do black, or you could do like Sally likes to use taupe, or green. I mean, this is Halloween, just keep that in mind, and you don't have to go traditional route. You can use airbrush color that you have on hand. Okay, now I'm going to add a few more touches here. Okay, now we can take this away, and now I'm switching to Midnight Black. Again, this is Chef Master Airbrush Food Color, and you just need like a drop, depending on how many cookies you are making, but really you don't need to use a whole lot of color for this. So this is the same cookie, right? We airbrushed the edges with red. Now I'm just going to touch it up with some black just around the edge there. And you see the difference it makes. You can tell me if you like it just with red, or if you like it with the layering. If you don't have red, you could just do black. Like look up online some Halloween scary eyes or something like that, and look at all the different designs, and you can also use that as your inspiration. Okay, so this is the first scary eye, and here is the turntable. Let's bring on the turntable. So I've got the turntable here, and now we're going to again airbrush this with black. Okay, let's see if I can get into some of your comments. Okay, Linda. So all of your frosting, the same consistency. The irises that I was making, the irises, it was mainly 20-second consistency for the irises. I did some of the finer reflection dots with 15 on smaller eyes. And the cookies are iced with 15, the white and the veins. Yeah, it just takes a little bit of practice, that's all. Oh, what happened here? Okay, I guess oh yeah, it was done. All right. So this is the second one. Remember I was talking about the pink, and I'm really partial to the pink, I have to say. So I used the pink on the cookies where I did the veins with pink, and we're going to do pink and red. And then hopefully there's some black, and after that the airbrush, my compressor kind of shut off. So here I'm going to try to do shading on the right hand side a bit heavier than the one that is closer to the left side. Okay, let's see if I can, thank you, Sally. Marsha, no, I don't wear a mask. You can wear a mask if you don't want to have the airbrush color up in your nostrils. Yeah, it does happen, and many of you will probably put that in a comment. Let me know if that happens to you. Do you have blue in your nose or red or something like that? Sally likes the red and black. Thank you. So this is pink, okay? This is not red. This is pink. Again, around the edges, I'm going a bit wider on the left side. Yeah, I do agree. The airbrushing makes it look more Halloweenish or realistic, I think. Thank you. Linda likes it with the black. Thank you. June sneeze rainbows. Yes. Yes. Yeah. So you could wear a mask. Obviously, you can see I'm wearing gloves. I can't stand the staining on hands that the airbrush color does. It's incredible how well it can dye your hands. So now I'm coming in with red here. So this is red. So I started with pink. Now I'm using some red on the edge here. And after that, you could do a little bit of black if you want to. So to complicate things. But I really like the addition of red with the pink, I have to say. So these are all, you can see the iris is already attached. That was done dry on wet application. I have some cookies still here left, so we'll do some dry on dry application. And here is the difference. So let me pause this. So you can see the cookie on the left. Hopefully this is not mirrored. You don't think I don't know where the left is. So I'm looking at it, when I'm looking, the way I'm looking at it, the pink cookie is on the left for me. And the cookie that was airbrushed also with the layer of red is on right. So you can see the difference here. Okay. Now, like I said, you could airbrush then again with a little bit of black. These are the cookies that we did without the irises in the middle. And you're just going to follow the same technique, going lightly a bit heavier on the edge that has longer veins and then going lighter on the one that has the iris closer to the edge. Okay, everybody seems to be liking the layering. Yeah, you could make them even scarier. I mean, if you wanted to, you could add you could add blood droplets coming out of the iris or pupil or something like that. I mean, you could make them, just look up some scary eye drawings or images online. And now this is the black, right? So you see a little bit of black, and this is after the compressor decided to die or, take a little break to cool off. So I'm using a little bit of black on the edges, just a little bit. You don't want to go too heavy to cover up all that work you did with pink and black, red. All right. So, and now we are going to, let me bring up this to the stage here. All right. So I've got some cookies here. These are the ones that I was saving for you guys. And here are my transfers. So you can see them live. These are from last week. I already put them. Let me adjust the exposure here. So these are the ones that you can see the difference between these two, right? So these are the ones with the black outline, and we drag the icing into the iris here, and these are the ones that were just airbrushed. Okay, so depending on what you have available to you, if you have an airbrush, you could just use this technique and airbrush the outer edge, or you could use this technique and create this lovely iris. I've got the larger ones here, so let's do these small ones first. So I have to say I'm really partial to these. I might use the other ones for something else. And let's see if I can grab the green one. I think I went out of purple, but what do you think? Which one do you prefer? Is it the one with black outline or is it the one with the black airbrush? Okay, let's take a little icing break before we finish these. So let me remove this and let's do the icing break so we can chat. All right, so I'm back. Let's see, we have a few more questions. Okay, so everybody seems to be liking the outline. Outline, yes, the more detail. Yes, thank you. I also wanted to let you know that I created, if I can find it, that'd be great. Oh, live stream membership in Coffee, and we have a first supporter, which is fantastic. And Donna, I don't know if you are here, but thank you so much for joining the support live stream tier in my coffee shop. Thank you so much. And guys, it's in the coffee shop. So if you wanted to support the live stream, you can also do it this way. And now let's take this off. I also wanted to talk about Jen and Sally. So Jen sent me her beautiful cookies. The picture is a little blurry, sorry. But these are cookies from Jen. I love your spiders. They're so cute. And your eyes are perfect. These are beautiful. And also Sally keeps finding all tutorials that I've created. These are casket cookies I did with fondant, and Sally took these to a whole new level with her royal icing skills. So thank you for sending me the pictures and for going over all the things that I have on my blog. And I also wanted to tell you, Sally inspired me because I forgot I made these cookies many years ago. These are 3D casket cookies that I created using my chocolate cookie dough with the texture mat, and I used the alphabet embossing kit that I have. And also, do you know, like during the Halloween at dollar stores, you can get the ice cube skull mold. So if you don't have that, grab it and you can make cookies like this. Yeah, I have a detailed tutorial on the blog, and these make for really fun gifts. You can put them in mason jars, or you don't even have to color them, but they're just cool as they are. So you could use that for your next Halloween project. Where is okay, spiders are adorable. Where is the subscription to your group? So Claudia, I have several groups. It is so confusing, and I'm fully aware of it, and I apologize. I have several groups. So depending if you want to continue learning your cookie, if you want to improve your cookie decorating skills, I have a group. If I can find, here we go. Group, I have Haniela's Cookie Club on Patreon. This is a group where I share monthly tutorials that are exclusive to the group. There are different tiers, mainly tier for 5, 9, and 20. And you can check out the link there. I will put, if hopefully I have a link here so I can, it's actually in the link to the Patreon group. It's in the PDF from this week's live stream newsletter, and also the subscription for the live stream supporter membership. It's available. I set that up over at Coffee. That's for the. Here we go. Let's see if I can find it. So the Coffee. This is how you go. Templates. Oh, here we go. I think I got it. All right. Bear with me. All right. So there. Okay, I think it's coming into the comment section. So this is what's in the comment section now. It's the support live stream. That's for just for the live stream membership. You get a shout out during the live stream. So thank you, Donna. And I see more questions coming in. Sally, the caffeine, actually, it's not available anymore. I think it was this brand that I really loved, and I think it's discontinued. But I found a wonderful 3D coffee and cookie cutters on Etsy. Maybe June, if you're still here, maybe you can drop in a comment where you got your cookies, because I know you recently made a beautiful coffin and it looked like it was 3D, unless it was stacked. It wasn't with the sides. Charlie, I don't have an airbrush. That's going on my Christmas list. I really need more showing off how you get the small tips and preparing the bags. I'm still struggling with the consistency and smoothness. You'll get there, Charlie. You can also get wireless airbrush. Those are not that expensive, and I think that is what I will be getting soon myself. Thank you, Pamela. That is so sweet. Thank you. You guys are inspiring me every day. Thank you, Claudia. But please let me know what you wanted to say. Okay, so June says she has the cutter set from Julia Usher for the 3D coffin. Okay, so let's see if that was all I wanted to share with you. Those of you who are new, I believe somebody was asking about the mix, so I guess it was the royal icing. So this is the royal icing. It's a medium that I use for cookie decorating. You can find different recipes on my blog that use different ingredients. You can use meringue powder, fresh egg whites, pasteurized egg whites from a carton, and all the recipes are there. My favorite is fresh lemon royal icing, and that recipe is also there. So hopefully I didn't. Oh, Karen, are you still here? So last week I made these spider cookies. Do you guys remember? So we made the spider cookies, and Karen suggested to use sanding sugar on the spiders itself. And if you remember, I mentioned that I did these cookies many years ago with the sanding sugar, and I did remember. You see, I have the watermark there from many years ago. So this is what they look like if you add sanding sugar on top of your freshly stenciled design. Okay, really cool, right? These look like little tarantulas. And these I made afterwards. These are more elegant kind of looking spiders. I will have a tutorial out for those as well. And let's see, a few more comments. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Linda. Oh, how did it go, Annette? Let me know. How did it go? Did you have any problems with transfers? And Linda, I remembered your awesome idea about sharing multi-purpose cutters. So here is an idea for you guys. These are all, as you can see, all Halloween related. It's a one cutter. It's the same cutter that I used for the, do you guys remember? I did, we did skulls a few weeks ago, Halloween or sugar skulls, if I can find a picture for you. So this is the same cutter. Oh, here we go. It's the same cutter. You see the bottom right, sugar skulls. And this is the same cutter that I use for all these different designs. And you could use your eyes. You see the eyes at the very, like some of these cookies. You could use the eyes also to decorate the swirl part and do different things. I do have the transfers for all the, you see the vampire lips, candy corn, skulls. I do have the transfers available in the coffee shop if you wanted to check those out as well. All right, whew, I'm all out of breath. So let's bring her the camera. And let's finish these. All right. So you guys prefer the black outline, so I'm going to swap this out. And all you have to do if you're doing dry on dry, this is called dry on dry realizing transfer application. Meaning my icing here is dry and my transfer is dry. You also see me in today's live using dry on wet, which means that your icing, your transfer is dry and you're adding it onto the wet icing. In order to use the transfer, you have to, it's absolutely necessary to let them dry. You can use them while they're wet. So now I'm just gonna cut a small opening on my bag. Let's get this out of the way. And to attach these, all you have to do, you can just add the icing here. You don't want to add too much as you're going to push this down a little bit. You're going to press it down gently. And I'm using a shifting motion here. And that's it. Okay, and that's how you can glue your transfer onto the dry icing. And I wanted to also show you the underside. It's super smooth. This is the result of acetate sheet. It doesn't wrinkle like wax paper or parchment would, although it takes a little longer to dry if you're using acetate, because it's plastic and obviously it doesn't breathe just like the it doesn't breathe like wax paper or parchment. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Linda. Victoria, loved your pumpkin. Yes, those were really fun, weren't they? I love using. There's so many options for the pumpkin shape. For the pumpkin shape to use for Halloween. You can do so many different things. And I have I think it was 10 cookies. I think I did with the pumpkin shape. There was Dracula. There was Dracula. Yeah, the Bride, Frankenstein, and so many more. So let me bring up all the cookies here so you guys can see what they look like, and you can get an idea what your cookies will look like once you are done decorating. You see this one here. This one is a bit different. I added more veins, so you can really play with it. I was also thinking about adding some veins with a red marker to make them really, really fine. So if you want to, you could try that also. And I am waiting for your pictures. So let me know if you've done any work, if you could cookie decorating work, share the pictures. I would absolutely love it if you send them to me. All right. So this is the project for today's session. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, Beatrice. Thank you, Kathy. Oh, Pamela. Hi, Pamela. I took a class with this pumpkin design 2 years ago, and it was so much fun. It probably was more than 2 years ago, I have to say, because I've been living in Spain for 3 years. It's coming up, but I remember, yeah, those were good times doing the live classes. That was fantastic. Thank you, Jen. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. And I will be back next week. I haven't decided what I'm making yet. It will be Halloween related, but I'm not 100% sure yet. It might be more spiders, but I don't know yet. So again, a reminder: you can find recap newsletter, okay, and here you have everything that I talked about. You can check out the templates. Again, link to the live stream that will take you to today's live stream. You can watch the replay. Obviously, I won't be there, so I won't be answering any questions. And also links to the recipes that you can use for the skull cookies and 3D casket cookies, tutorial for the Dinah cookies if you wanted to dive in and do Sauron type of a eye cookie for Halloween, and also lots of tools that I've used along with some recipes that you guys can try. Okay, and there is also a link where you can join the Patreon group, Patreon Cookie Club. So that's for today, and just wanted to see what we have in the comments. Oh, Trish, I just okay. You have a huge Halloween house. I guess you have a huge Halloween house, like a house party. Wow, that's amazing. So amazing. Have fun. Stay safe, everyone, and I will see you next week. Okay, guys. Bye, everyone.